Hey, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics. Welcome to another Drink, Play, Swear. It's all we do around here. What? It's all we do. Glad you're with us. Hey, if you've been here before and you feel like a like minded lunatic, but you've never hit that subscribe button to show us that you're part of the family and that you are also a like minded weirdo, dingbat, snowflake, fanboy, etc., no good Nick. How about that? No good Nick. Please do so. My favorites, all kinds of great stuff. Original writing and performances that Mark Gifford and I have done together, my writing partner and good buddy. And my favorite part of the channel is the Friday night videos. You can find a link to that right there. Mark doing Friday night videos every Friday, bringing you a little joy. And we're trying to bring you a little joy during the COVID pandemic craziness. It doesn't mean that after it's over, we're not going to be here anymore, man. We got live shows and all kinds of stuff in the works, crazy fun plans. Hope I can share them with you in a tangible way soon. So let's get to it. Let's play some games. That's right. If you don't know the channel, we have a beverage while we play a classic game, and I tell you a story. And today, man, we got a good one. Look at this, Street Fighter 2. Now, I had trouble deciding which version of Street Fighter 2 to play with you guys because there were 5, and I have arcade ports of all 5 of them. What was I going to pick? It was a tough one. I went with Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition because it's the one I played at a local gas station the most before the Super Nintendo ports and I was playing the other versions at home. So why would I pick that one? Well, that's all in the story for today, and we'll get there. But today we're playing Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, and boy, you got to be a real champion to do well in this game. You know what else you have to be a real champion at? You have to be a real champion at quality and integrity to be a Jim Beam. They don't even endorse us yet. Someday they will. This is a Jim Beam and Coke. Glad you're with us. Have a seat. Kick back. Have a beverage. Let's play some Street Fighter 2. You're probably better than I am. I was pretty good at this as a kid. I haven't really played it a lot lately. Cheers. Let's do it. Let's play a classic game. 1992. Let's get into it. I am going to say real quick that I am mostly Chun-Li. Sometimes I'll do a little Blanca. But I am really suspicious of people who are always only Ken or Ryu. That's right, I said Ryu, not Ryu. Check out my Ninja Gaiden video if you want to see me being upset about the whole Ryu controversy. Okay, I'm saying Ryu. No! I didn't mean to be Blanca, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Just for you guys, and so I don't have to start again. Okay, I'm fighting E-Honda here. This was a great game, you know, and it was such a game changer for game types, you know. We'd all maybe heard of a tournament-style fighter, but, you know, hadn't really played a lot of them. This was the first hugely popular one, and it paved the way for fighting games like this, these 2D tournament-style fighters with the health bar at the top, etc. I mean, it was... Everyone had a copycat. Some of them were better than others. Of course, Mortal Kombat, would go on to, dethrone Street Fighter to some degree, just in terms of creativity and the blood. But Street Fighter 2 is a classic, always will be a great game, and fun to this day to play. I played this game for the first time in 92 or 93. At my local gas station, and I'm going to get there. But I want to start by saying that today I want to tell you a story about gas station memories. You're probably thinking, like, what? Like, are we at the bottom of the barrel for your stories, Todd? You're going to tell us about gas station memories? But I have to say, spent a lot of time at the gas station in those influential years where you're old enough to kind of be alone without your parents and go run around the neighborhood and play, but not old enough to drive yet. You didn't have much to do, and maybe you'd run around and play basketball or play football in somebody's yard, but you spent a lot of time, at least I did, at the gas station. And So much so that when I think about my gas station memories, I tend to lump them into three categories: the like early period, the mid period, and the late period. And Street Fighter 2 happened during the mid period for me. The first period was kind of like in the late 80s, you know? Here I am, 8, 9, 10. I'm like allowed to be without my parents, but I gotta be with like a cousin or a buddy. And we go over there, walk down the street to the gas station. I lived in this apartment complex, for those of you who know San Antonio, near Broadway and 410, and walked to a now defunct gas station, doesn't exist anymore, at Broadway and Sunset. But man, before I had a car, it was my hangout. You seen Jay and Silent Bob? I was Jay. I felt a little like Jay. We'd go over there, and it was funny because whatever your age was, I think of like you wanted to buy different things and you played different things, because I don't know if you remember this, if you were around yet, but you know, arcade games at that time in the 90s and late 80s and 90s, they were everywhere. You could go to a restaurant, a gas station, a grocery store, anywhere you went, there was 1, 2, 3, maybe even more arcade games. You don't see that as much anymore, nor do you see big arcades. But it was, the coin-operated video game machine was an enormous thing when I was growing up. And even your podunk gas stations, at least podunk for San Antonio, had an arcade machine, and a pretty good one. In the first era of my life, going to the gas station, it was probably a Miss Pac-Man or a Galaga. And what was I buying? Well, sometimes you'd be thrilled to go to the gas station with your buddies, and maybe you only had a few quarters. But sometimes you had $1, sometimes 2, sometimes on that rare occasion $5, and man, you intended to spend it all. Felt like Vegas, baby. You go down there and you'd see what you wanted. Well, when I was 8, 9, 10, I was buying those Lucas Limon candies. Remember those? Man, Blanca's really having a feast on my ear here. I'm doing terribly against it. I mean, I know I'm doing the same move over and over, but I mean, she's got one move. You're gonna say, she has more moves, Todd. She has one move, and that's why I pick her, because I don't need to think about it too much. So, you'd buy the Lucas Limon. It was so good. And remember my niece, she's my age, but she's my niece. That's another story. She'd go with us, and she'd get the Lucas Limon, and she would buy one of those big pickles from the jar, and a little kid hand is like this. and she'd pour a little packet of the Lucas Limon and eat it like that, extra sour. Preparing for this video, the little preparation I do, I wondered, does Lucas still exist? It was like they came in shakers sometimes, or little foil packets, and it was like a duck character with sunglasses maybe, and I was like, does it still exist? And I looked it up, and they took themselves off the market when it was found that there was lead in the product. So it wasn't enough that it was almost straight sugar and sodium, but let's throw in lead. Why not? Why not? That's 3 possible ways it could kill you. I gotta say, I had a lot of packets of those. And in researching this video, I went out and found, is there a non-lead version still on the market today? Ordered it on Amazon. I'm sorry. And you have to buy it in 4-packs too. I got a lot of it. Sorry to my wife if you're watching this video. We're getting some lime salt, baby. So, you'd get that, and at that time sit there and play Miss Pac-Man or whatever, Galaga, in that first time. But then that middle era, 92, 93, one day you walk in the gas station, and they just replaced the arcade machines with no notice to the kids. You didn't know it was going to be the last time you played that machine, but all of a sudden, here was Street Fighter 2. Now, it was the one before this edition that I first played. It was the version without the 4 bosses as selectable characters. But close enough. The gameplay was pretty much the same. Look at this, man. See that kick is just money. How do you expect me to not use it? You say, we'll get better with another character, Todd. If it works. Hey. So, walked in, and Street Fighter 2 was up and running. And the sounds, as you're experiencing, the sounds are fantastic. The sound effects and the music are great. And it was just a big, bold game. Characters were big. It was fun. It was competitive. But you could also do it one player and have fun against the computer. A great game. And at first it was just the older kids playing, you know. But then we found a way to kind of get in after they'd leave, and find a way to play amongst our friends. Because of course, you play the older kids and they're gonna win. They know all the moves, and there was no internet yet. There was no way to look up moves. And you know, now you play these games, and even this version I'm playing today, which is arcade port, you can go to the pause menu and look up all the moves. Man, we didn't have that stuff. You had to go on, like, either if it was a Nintendo game, you could go by Nintendo Power. You're playing with Power. Or, you know, word of mouth. What some dude said in your mouth. But anyway. So, the third era, after we got done playing this, was my later years. And that's kind of what I wanted to... The thing I'm most excited about telling you about here. And that was that last little period before I said goodbye to the gas station as a hangout. And that was the late 90s. I'm talking, you know, I'm 15. No, I'm 14, 15. Yeah. And the games had changed, you know. Mortal Kombat existed, and we were playing Mortal Kombat, and even Mortal Kombat 2, which has got to be my favorite tournament fighter of all time. Especially if you're saying the 2D era. But what were you buying? You weren't buying Lucas candies anymore. You weren't buying, like I did when I was younger, you know, Cracked magazine and NBA hoops cards. Here's my David Robinson rookie card. Go Spurs go. David Robinson fan forever. No, you weren't a kid anymore. You didn't want the Cracked magazine. You didn't want the NBA hoops cards. Maybe you kind of wanted the NBA hoops cards still. What were you trying to do? You were trying to score smokes. You were trying to get beers, weren't you? So the two quick last things I want to talk to you about are about trying to guile. You have to know you're a villain if your name is Guile. In the game. I don't think your mom liked you, dude. I don't want to say anything disparaging about her because I don't know her at all. But she named you Guile. That's suspect. Bordering on criminal. So, the older era, you're talking to your buddies at school. You're talking 8th grade, 9th grade. Somebody says, hey man, you know, somebody said they got smokes from the gas station. What? Yeah, you know Sonny? Sonny was great. Sonny worked at the gas station, and he was kind of an elder bro, you know? He was older than us, but he was cool, and he kind of wanted good things for us. He had long black hair, and he always wore a Black Kiss t-shirt. And I think he was Native American. At least that's what he looked like to me, if I'm going to try to say it in terms of ethnicity. And he was a cool dude. Always had the radio on, like his little boom box next to the thing. And they said, yeah, Sonny's selling smokes. Someone else says, nah, dude, there's no way Sonny's selling smokes. I was there the other day, and they have security cameras now. This was when security cameras were kind of first going into all those places. There's a security camera, so there's no way. I said, no, it's true, man. I heard that Jeff, you know, used his SeaWorld pass, man. What? So, it doesn't sound right. It sounds a little fishy, but you're wanting smokes, you're gonna try. You're gonna try. Oh, poor Chun-Li. Guile, you're a monster. It's not fair. It's not nice at all. So, one night, standing outside the gas station with my friend, Trying to figure out if we're gutsy enough to try this purchase. I'm 15 years old probably, maybe 14 even. Trying to decide if I'm going to go in and buy cigarettes. My buddy says, are you going in or am I? I'll try, dude. I'm taller. I'll try. Okay. What ID are you going to show him? I said, I don't know. I didn't think about it. He said, I was thinking, dude, don't give him an ID with your picture on it or your name. You know, just give him something random because, you know, what if he takes it? Oh, boy, what if he takes it? Good point. I was going to show him my Blockbuster card, my Blockbuster video card. Hey, check out a video of me talking about Blockbuster video. I was going to show him my Blockbuster card. He said, no, dude, just show him something random. The camera's footage is not going to be good enough to see if it's a picture ID or not. So I get my Spencer's gift card out. Spencer Gifts, remember that? I get that out. And I go in. And boy, I don't know if you were ever a 14, 15-year-old kid trying to act older. It's not convincing. Boy, it ain't convincing. There's no way to act older. There were kids, I remember, 14, 15, had some blonde hair on their upper lip, and they'd put mascara or something to give themselves a little bit of an older look. But I didn't even have that yet, so I wasn't going to try and pull that. So, but I go in. And there's Sonny, which makes me feel good, and I have hope. Unlike against Guile here, I think Guile's going to waste me. I'm going to be no match for Guile today. But so I go in and I'll probably throw up a Cracked magazine or a Mad magazine or something, you know, so I'm not embarrassed just asking for smokes in case I panic and don't do it. And what else can I get you, man? You know, Camel Lights, please. In a box, please. He looks at me a second. Turns around, goes for him. I get so excited. He goes for the smokes. And in an act of desperation, just in a quick moment of bravery, I say, 2 packs, man. He goes, you lose. Gets 2 packs of Camel Lights in a box. Passes them over. Take my Cracked magazine, my 2 packs of Camel Light smokes. Go outside. And I'm a hero. I'm a hero to my buddy. By the way, I made him pay full price for those smokes. What do you mean? Of course I'm going to make him pay full price. Look, I got nothing here. I got nothing against Guile. Someday I'll come back and play this game again. But, you know, you're always wanting what you can't have. And at that age, hanging out at the gas station, we were wanting beer and smokes. Gas station memories. I know it's one of those things. That gas station is gone now, and of course I'm way too old to even care about such things. Like Blockbuster, like I was saying in that other video about Blockbuster memories. Things come and go in your life, and there aren't even physical things to look at to remind you of them. Blockbuster video buildings are gone. This gas station's gone. But it's okay, you know? Moving on from a thing, how could it last forever? Of course it wasn't going to last forever. So you move on to the next thing. But honestly, before I got my car, my first truck, 96 GMC Sierra, I was hanging out a lot with buddies at the gas station, pulling our version of Jay and Silent Bob. Glad you're with us. Please hit that subscribe button. We would love to see how many folks are really watching these, and we don't know. You know, it's anonymous, right? I mean, it's not like we can look up stuff about you in the analytics. It won't even tell us who's subscribing, but we do see that number. And I gotta admit, when I open YouTube and I see that there's 1 or 2 more every day, makes me real happy. A little bright spot in a COVID shadow. But lots of good things to be hopeful for in this new year. Glad you're with us, my like-minded lunatics, Mark's like-minded lunatics. We got a big, large group of folks, and maybe one day we'll all be in a theater together doing this in person. So glad you're with us, and oh my goodness, I forgot about this beverage. Let's finish this. I won't do it in one. That's kind of intense here, but glad you played some Street Fighter 2 with me. And between now and the next time I see you, I'm Todd. See ya.